Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to try this out today. And I've talked to some other parents who are not going to be able to be on it today, but they think it's a really good idea. They've actually told their teachers, teacher friends about this new technology. And so they may be trying it out as well. It's very difficult to put another day into your week. Everybody is so busy. We have so much stuff going on all the time that we're going to try to think out of the box, much like what the STEM initiative is for the school. I think it's pretty cool that they're doing that. I want to start us off just real quickly with a quote by Tony Robbins. It says, "Stay committed to your decisions, but stay flexible in your approach." And that's what we're going to do. We've decided that the PBO is definitely worth having. We're committed to being a part of it and making a difference in the schools. So I'm excited that the commitment is still here, but I'm also excited that our flexibility has kicked in. And that's what we want to just kind of keep in mind as we approach addressing what our goal is and fitting in with what the school's goal is as well. It's kind of hard to tell our kids to be a participant in out-of-the-box thinking if we're not going to be a participant in that. So this is a really cool way to do that. Somebody's here on the phone. Is that Deborah by chance? 244-6448.
Okay. No, that's me, Angie Carpenter.
Hey, Angie, how are you?
Doing well on yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for being a part of this today. It is being recorded, so what we'll do is we'll post a link to the recording on the PBO page on Facebook. So if you know folks who weren't able to be on, this way they'll at least be able to participate in that way as well. First things first, August 2nd, we are going to have a meeting face-to-face. That is kind of one of the few times that we'll do a face-to-face. I'd like for us to have a board meeting that's face-to-face monthly, but as far as the whole parents get together, I think most of those we're going to do over the Zoom and keep it as simple for everybody to be involved that way. But we will be doing August 2nd meeting. The problem that I have is where are we going to have it? I've contacted a couple people at the school without any response yet because they probably didn't get the messages till Friday. So I am assuming that somebody will let us in to the media center on the 2nd. That is an assumption. So I do not have that confirmed. So be watching for that. We may have to come up with a change of venue for that. I just don't know yet what that's going to look like. So still trying to pinpoint where we're going to have that meeting on the 2nd. Again, the board meetings, we'll try to do those in person. I'd like to see those done on the week before we get together as a whole group. So the board would meet one week, then the next week would be the entire PBO. We do have a new principal. Harvey's waving his hand. Hang on a second. Let me get. Okay, go ahead.
Are you wanting 2 a month? One for the leadership and then the second one for everybody? Is that what I understood?
Yes. Yes, the board will meet separately, and then we will have a meeting with the entire PBO. Yes.
Okay. All right.
I think that as a board, we need to be able to be concise and in agreement before we go into a meeting with the whole group. So I do definitely want to see that take place.
Thank you.
Good question. Okay. We do have a new principal, Rosanna Wisnut. So we want to make sure that we welcome her. I have not had the chance yet to meet her. So looking forward to that. As an organization, we want to get off on the right foot with the new principal. So as a board, we're going to kind of talk about that a little bit. What will be the best way to handle that? You know, we want to make sure that she has access to the board members and that we are there to help and support her as we find out what her goal and vision is for the school and where we can fit in along with that. We don't want to overstep our boundaries. We're there to support And so that's when we want to make sure that they know that, and that she is not feeling like we're trying to push our own agenda that doesn't coincide with hers. So I'm looking forward to meeting her, and so we will get that relationship kind of built as quickly as possible, and let her know that we're here to support her. So the next thing we have, okay, hang on a second. Okay, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
I got a phone call on Wednesday from Mrs. Ramzur. They asked us, there's a bunch of uniforms and things that I have picked up. They would like us to wash them and have them ready for the back to school bash. I went Thursday afternoon, picked them up. I met with her and Mrs. Wisnett, the new vice president or assistant principal, and Mrs. Luby also. I said the same thing. We're here for you. She's excited about us. I didn't do a whole bunch of talking, but I said, we're here for you. What can we do? She's excited about meeting us and working together with us. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. And we want to make sure that she sees the board as a unified board, not as a bunch of individuals with their own agenda. So yes. We want to make sure that she knows that we are not in competition to have our voices heard and, all that. So, yeah, I'm excited about getting to meet her as well. I think she's going to be a very fresh change from what I understand. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be, change is hard, but change is good. And so I'm looking forward to that. So we will get to know her well. We need to work on a plan for the 2015-16 year. A couple things that I've seen going on, the back to school bash on August 15th at the baseball field at the high school. I don't know how many of you have done that in the past. I myself have never been, but I think it would be a good thing, to at least post that flyer on your social media pages, get that information shared around, because the community as a whole is in need. And this is a great way to help out, get this year started off so that their supplies and all are taken care of, or at least a good start of it. So that's coming up on the 15th. So we want to be sure that we're sharing that information as well. The flyer is on our Parent Booster Organization Facebook page. So be sharing that on social media. We also need to work on information to go home that first day and that first week of school about our organization. The September meeting, we want to make that very organized, very concise, and we want to market that very well. We have a brand new group of parents coming in with a bunch of rising sixth graders who are not at all familiar with any of us and the school, and who maybe this is their first child coming to the middle school. There's a lot of us old timers that have had kids here for years. So we want to make sure that we are well representing the organization. With the wave of 8th grade parents who just left, we're going to see that void. So we want to make sure that we are welcoming and encouraging new members to join. Not that we're going to throw them into a job necessarily, but it's nice to build up a group of people to mentor and bring along, because we'll be moving out eventually, and we want to have this new group sort of feeling like they're a part of growing into the next leadership group. A sign of a good leader is to duplicate yourself so that they're working in a way that you don't even seem to exist. So that's for next year, we want to start that this year. So we want to make sure that everybody's excited about the Parent Booster Organization. Honestly, I've had a lot of communication with a lot of different parents from different walks of life that have kids at the middle school. They no longer have kids at the middle school. They have kids, that are at different middle schools. These organizations kind of get a bad rap. They always want something from you. They always want your time. They always want your money, and they don't see results. So we want to make sure that we are not asking for a handout or for a bunch of time, but that we are encouraging a difference within the school. So that's what we're looking for, promoting new people coming into the organization and being excited and being a part of it. So we want to get that information handled pretty quickly, and we can talk about that again, through email or different just kind of what we want that information to look like that goes out to the new prospective members. Hopefully we can draw back some that have been kind of worn out and tired, needed some time off, and get them back on board as well. If you have ideas about how to promote the organization, please let me know that. Look forward to just being a team of people with one common goal, and that is the betterment of our student and teachers' everyday life at Newton Conover Middle School. So for our meetings, when they come up, as we have board meetings and we have, I'm sorry, not board meetings, as we have the entire group meetings, if there's business that needs to be discussed, I would like to have that sent to the board members, and then have that sent to me at least 1 week before the meeting, so that we're discussing that as a board before we come to the meeting, as a group, as an entire group. So if there's business that we need to talk about and put on the agenda for the following week, let's go ahead and have that and sort of address it as a board before we open it up to the entire group. Not that we have to necessarily have the final decision in our mind, but that way we have a week to, if we need to do research or we need to find out information, you know, or get permission for something, find out how the rules work, then we have that in place before we present it to the entire group for the vote. So if we can do that, that would be awesome. I don't think Deborah's on, so we won't really have a secretary's report from the last time that we got together at the restaurant as a board, but I'm going to ask Lonnie, he's our treasurer. I know we're going to a fundraising meeting tomorrow. If you'll kind of just touch on that. We still have the banking that needs to be finished up. That'll be finished up this week. I personally have a parent who is in need of me a lot more than I ever anticipated. So it's kind of thrown a wrench in my time management, but she's at a place right now where I can run and leave her for a little bit. So that's a good thing. So I'll get my part of the banking done. It won't be tomorrow before we get there because I have an appointment at 10 o'clock. So Tuesday, I think I'll have that done for mine. So Lonnie, if you will, let me unmute you. And if you'll share with us a little bit about the fundraising meeting that we're going to tomorrow, and then any other treasurer's information you need to share with us.
All right. We have scheduled a meeting at Texas Roadhouse for a fundraising event or potential event. We're not locked into it just because we're going, but this just gives us information about a possibility of doing a fundraiser with them. My understanding is they're probably wanting us to sell gift cards, and part of that money will be paying for the gift card. The rest of it will be keeping. I don't know the spread on that. They'll discuss that at the meeting tomorrow. But, you know, if it's a 50-50 kind of deal, if we sell $10 gift cards, we keep 5, that's as good as the attractions that we're doing. And I think this one will probably be around Christmas time. So it would also make good gift cards for Christmas gifts. As far as treasurer report, I don't have anything right now. I don't have access to the bank accounts yet. They're still going to Jody, and they will until we get the bank changed over. So I was hoping she would forward me the bank statement when she got it, but I haven't heard back from her. And we've, of course, taken no money in or spent any since the last meeting, so the bottom line is still the same. Bank balance is still the same. We do, probably next week would be a good time, but we do need to discuss these scholarships. I talked with the bank about getting those set up, and it's going to be a pretty involved thing with the way we want to do it. So we need to discuss the specifics, and we probably need to have Deborah present when we do that. Just so that we have, you know, all board members present. And and discuss how we want to move it forward, because with the way they're wanting to set it, that with the way the other board had it set up, it's not going to function well that way. So we've got to look at that and address that and move forward with that.
Let me ask you, Lonnie, about the scholarships. If you, I don't know anything about how that works. I know nothing about it. If you have an idea of how that should work, if you have, because I know you're in the accounting and all that stuff, and you probably have a lot more information available to you than what the board did when they put this in place. I am comfortable going just with your recommendations when you figure out how to do it. Just make a presentation. We can take a quick vote, make sure that it works. If you will just kind of make that happen, I don't know what to do about it. So it is something that's been promised out. We also need to look then, is that something that can be done annually, or is that going to be way too much for us to take on? It's a great idea. I love it. Is it something we should award as a check at the end of the year, and hopefully they'll put it in a savings account? I don't know. If you want to just brainstorm, think about that, and then when we have a board meeting specifically, let's talk about how to proceed with that. I think that would be very beneficial, because honestly, I'll just have to take your word for it. You're the person that does that for a living, kind of thing. So, and I don't think anybody on the board doesn't agree with that. But if we don't, we'll talk about that. So thank you for bringing that up, and I appreciate you taking on figuring out how to make that work, because I sure don't know how to do it. That's why you surround yourself with people who know how to do things you don't know how to do.
That's right.
So the other thing about fundraising, and I don't know if this falls under you, Lonnie, or who it would fall under, is the coupon books. I know that is a fundraiser they've done in the past that they love, and it's been very successful from what I understand. Mm-hmm. I know that Deborah has the information, who to contact and all that stuff, or we can get that from Jody or whomever. But let's kind of throw that around so that we can decide if that's something that we want to do. There's not that I have not seen where there's a limit of fundraisers that we as an organization can do. So I think that it behooves us to at least look into all the different fundraisers out there. I like the ones that don't take a whole lot of order forms and a whole lot of time. Right. I don't like having to have a whole lot of product come in that we got to separate out and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like the candy and wrapping paper.
Yeah, not interested in any of that. Personally, if you can show me where that makes us X amount of money and that, we really need to do that, I'm good with it. Something that I've discussed with a few, this is simply discussion, feeling people out, is there a need for a school store that the PBO kind of helps run? Is this something that we can get students kind of learning how to, manage some time, maybe before school, after school, that kind of thing, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, the notebooks and who knows? Is there a need for that? I know that when I was in high school, I know we had one, but I think we had one too when I was in middle school. And I don't know if that's something that maybe we should revisit as an ongoing type of fundraiser, but also as a benefit to the students and teachers, things like that. Again, kind of different, out of the box. Is this something that we even want to take on? So I'm open to suggestions for fundraising. There again, we want to cut out as much of this candy, bubblegum, paper wrapping paper, frozen pizzas, all that kind of stuff, that takes a lot of time and a lot of people, and that's how you wear your volunteers out. And we
Yes.
know there's things that they want us to do at the school, such as being available for dances and, proctoring and different things like that. So we don't want to exhaust all of our volunteers at the very beginning, slapping them with fundraisers. And we got to be at the school for how many hours to separate out goods. And so anyway, I'm up for making fundraising as simple as possible. Deborah, did you ever get on? There was somebody else on the phone. I didn't.
It's Alanda.
Hey, Alanda, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I am doing great. How's your summer been?
Crazy, busy.
You sure you want to give this up? We can reinstate you.
I think I should. You guys sound like you got it well handled. I'm here to help in any kind of way, though.
Thank you so much. We appreciate
But I
it.
feel confident.
Well, don't worry. We will be in touch with you, and I appreciate you jumping on today.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you, Alanda, is this type of meeting, is this any more convenient? Because we're really about done, about maybe 5 minutes. Is this convenient for you?
It is.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Not that I don't want to see everybody, but
It's tough, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I agree. Well, very good. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you being on there. Harvey, you're our vice president. Do you have anything that you need to add?
Yes, I think I do. I have some dates. I told you I went over to the school the other day picking up laundry. If you guys want to jot some dates down, I have some that are important. The orientation for the 6th grade is August 17th. They need help between noon and 4 because they're going to be bringing students in. And then from 4 to 6 will be the parents' open night. That's on the 17th. On the 18th,
Wait a minute.
7th graders.
Back up a minute.
Just 4 to 6 p.m. On the 19th is the 8th graders, and that's 4 to 6 p.m. You already mentioned the back-to-school bash on the 15th. Again, let me go back to the laundry. There is 4 or 5, 6 laundry baskets of clothes at the middle school. They're needing help getting laundered, picked up, wash, folded, and getting back to them. And they also need help, somebody manning a table at the school bash to sell the uniforms. The number was put out $1 a piece. Pants are $1, shirts are $1, everything's $1 to help offset that. For the back-to-school bash,
Harvey.
Every school was assigned to bring something, and the middle school was assigned to bring individual potato chips. They were told about 1,250 people. The lady said that if we come up with 1,000 packages of potato chip, that should be sufficient. And then they have need for mentors for the school year, but Miss Luby is interested in that. It was just people to show up during the school hour and be mentors for different things. But that's what I got from the ladies on Thursday when I was there talking to them. So that might help getting things prepared, and we can send information out to get people to launder the clothing, somebody to agree to run the table to sell it, and all that stuff. I hope that helps.
Do I understand correctly that there was somebody that Jody told us about that did the laundry? That was kind of her thing.
Jim Benedictor did it last year.
Somebody from last
Who is
year?
it, Alanda?
Jim Benedictor. Jim Benedictor, I think her name is. She works at Carver School. She did all of our laundry last year. But you can do it right at the school. Like, you don't have to take it home. You can just laundry it there.
Okay.
But she did it last year, and because she can't do a lot throughout the year because she has a handicapped child as well, she just took care of that.
Okay.
And then she came and worked the back-to-school bash. But now I know Jalen's at Discovery, and he needs volunteer hours. And we live right behind the middle school, so I could get him to go over there and do the laundry as well.
Really?
Because last year, Jen did the laundry, and then Jalen and Trinity, they're at Discovery. They got volunteer hours, and they sorted it all out in boxes.
Okay.
Because you have to sort it by sizes. That's how we did it to make it easier. So I can get Jalen to go over and do that.
That is awesome. Make sure
this
he logs.
week.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll just get somebody to sign off on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll try to contact Jim Benedictor to see if she can do it this year. I don't know if I haven't really spoken to her because she couldn't make any meetings but that's just what she always did for the PBO. But I'm not sure if her kids are still at the middle school or not either. So I don't know if she still has one there or not.
Okay.
But I'll try to find out. But so Harvey, it's all over at the school right now in the baskets by the office. Is that where it is?
Yeah. Yes, they're in the hallway. They're in the hallway from between the reception desk all the way to the back corridor. There's 5 or 6 baskets full.
All right. So I'll do that. I'll do that about the laundry. I'll contact Jen, and then I can get Jalen and possibly Trinity, Jody's daughter. They can meet up over there and get the laundry, do the laundry.
Okay.
Wash all the uniforms, and then sort them out into boxes is how we did it. And then we just took trucks and loaded it all over to the baseball field last year.
Okay.
And it's a possibility that Jalen could possibly even work. I think he did last year to get the hours, but he manned the table. But it's a great fundraiser.
Okay, that's fantastic. If you will just, sort of talk with Jalen and maybe Jody and Trinity and then Miss Benedictor, that would be amazing.
Okay. And I'll post on the PBO Facebook site, or
perfect.
Is that easier? Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
I'll give you an update because he'll have to do it this week. We're going next week out of town, but maybe this week they can jump on it and get the items washed and sorted as much as they can.
Okay. That would be great. Thank you.
Does that sound good to you guys, sorting it like that, like we did last year in the boxes?
Yes. I'm all in.
Should I bring the big basket that I have in my car or at home? Should I bring that back and have them do those too?
That's fine because we washed it last year at school. I didn't bring it home and use my own machines and my own detergent. We did it at school last year.
That option. I just took a basket. I'll bring it back clean.
I'm pretty sure. I thought Jen washed them at school last year, as far as I know. But I'll that's fine, Harvey, and I'll get with Jalen this evening and have him hopefully start as early as tomorrow and do that.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, let's talk about then August the 15th from 10 to 1. I need to know who else is going to be able to be available to be a part of that.
As of this moment, I should be able to, yes.
Okay. All right.
I think we'll be around.
Okay.
If anything, I'll take the early shift
okay.
for the fundraiser sale because it gets hot out there.
It does get hot. Well, it looked like it was from 10 to 1 was the hours. Is that shorter than it has been?
It sounds about right, maybe.
Okay.
It might have been 10 or 2 maybe last year, maybe. Or is that what you're thinking, another hour or so?
Okay. Maybe. I can't remember. I think it might have been 10 to 2 last year.
Okay.
So, but anyway, 10 to 1, that's great. We're talking about 3 hours. Plus, we probably need to be there, an hour before to get it set up? And then
I probably would. Do you guys have a way to get the uniforms over there?
Well, I've got a Sequoia. Is anybody got?
Yeah, that will work.
Yeah,
that'll help.
So,
because Miss Kayla put them in her car last year, and Leah, is Leah Day still there, or is Maggie going to 9th grade? I think Maggie's going to the 9th grade.
Grader. Yeah.
Yeah. So Leah helped a lot last year, so her husband had a big truck. But if you just have a way to get the boxes was the easiest way that we did it last year to get them over there.
So you need boxes?
Harvey, well, he probably wouldn't know if there were any boxes over at the school.
I do not know that at all.
Okay.
I know there's 4 or 5 baskets, and these baskets are like heaping over with clothes.
Yeah. You got to get some boxes to sort them once they get washed, to sort out sizes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Who has a table or tables or can get tables, or do they have those there for us? I don't know. I've never done this one before. Lonnie, can you? 3 tables? Awesome.
And I think they, if I'm not mistaken, I think they provided tables. And it might be a quick call to, or email or text or something over to home office,
Okay.
just to let them know. We do it every year, but just to touch base since you're the new president, let them know we're still going to do the uniform sale.
Okay.
And if they'll have tables set up. And last year they also brought tents.
Well, that was my other question. Do we need a tent?
Hmm. They even had tents because Dr. Segal, they set up tents because we went in with, right beside them giving out the school supplies, the book bags.
Okay.
We were right by them.
Okay.
So just maybe send them a quick email or home office. Is it Dawn West, I think, his assistant? Dawn
Yes.
West.
Yes, it's Dawn
Yep.
West.
Yeah. And just communicate with her, and then that way you might not even have to worry about doing tables and tents.
Okay. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Less y'all have to do is best.
Got that right. I'm all in. Okay.
Yeah, but if you have any other questions, just let me know. But it should work like that.
Okay.
And maybe just try to figure out a way. I know we put some of the uniforms on the table, but I know some of them got, probably they walked off with some of them because it wasn't clear. You had a language barrier that they were $1 a piece. So we
Okay.
probably lost a few pieces, but here or there, we weren't really worried about it because it's just a fundraiser.
Right.
But the main thing was to get the uniforms out.
Okay.
So maybe if you can make some signs in Spanish, perhaps even.
Yep. I happen to
Would be a big help.
I happen to have a Spanish speaking. My daughter's boyfriend is Costa Rican, so he speaks Spanish. I may recruit him to be there that day for that.
Well, it'll help even in the meetings and the getting your information across because, we lose a lot of those Hispanics because of the language barrier.
Okay.
And I remember at Schubert when we were there, we used to translate everything in English and Spanish.
Okay. Yeah, that's
That'll be awesome.
That's really necessary, I think.
Mhm.
Okay. Make songs.
Susan?
Yes. Yeah.
Susan, you may want to check with Dr. Wisnett at the middle school because she had a whole bunch of information about the actual back-to-school bash, whether they have tables or tents. She had a whole bunch of information already on that. So you may want to check with her, see what she has set up or they already have a knowledge of.
Okay.
Have you met her yet, Susan?
Not yet.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea for you and Lonnie, the current board or something, to a couple of you to drop by.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that would be, beneficial for us to maybe do some type of welcome basket or, something that we put, I've got a couple pieces of the spirit wear left over. I don't know, is she a small woman or a large woman or?
I haven't met her yet.
So I have some stuff like that we can give her that, just as a welcoming gesture, get her included in already and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea before the orientation.
Yes, yeah. And the orientation was on August 17th, and you said there were 2 time periods. One was students and one was parents.
The 17th is for the 6th grade, yes. Noon to 4 p.m. is for the students, and 4 to 6 is for the parents. And that's just the 6th graders. The 7th will come in on August 18th. The 8th grade will come in on August 19th, and those are only evenings from 4 to 6.
Okay, so we need to make sure that we have people, if she will let us, and I don't want to just assume that she's going to let us have a table there welcoming people to the PBO or whatever, but
Yes, she will.
So
Yeah, and you go ahead and assume that, and you just tell her that's what you're going to do. Just putting it out there.
okay.
I mean, because she's new.
Yeah.
She's new, so it's a prime opportunity for you guys to set your bar of what you want to do.
Right.
I mean, you're kind of in a great position. And then if she says no, then she just says no. But at least you can say, this is what we've done. This is what we'd like to do. Da 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 da.
Right.
And she'll probably be like, oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, cool.
She's gonna want all the help and support she can get, especially from the PBO.
Right. Well, and being a new person, she's sort of the lone wolf too. So.
Right. So yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for you.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Is everybody active on the PBO page on Facebook?
No.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it.
Oh.
It's a Parent Booster organization.
Where you been, Harvey?
Now, under a rock. What is it listed on Facebook as?
Parent Booster organization.
I wonder if you can get sent an invite. Dad might be able to send out an invite.
Yeah, we can send out. But that's going to be, social media is kind of the wave of the future. Most people, they get their news off of social media. They get their information of what's going on in the community off of social media. And we're just sort of rolling with the punches on this one. Email is still kind of, but I get so much email, I don't check it.
Right.
So, and a lot of people are the same way. Nobody takes phone calls anymore. Social media is just the way it goes. I don't know if anybody's using Periscope. That's a really cool tool that can maybe create interest. The thing you have to be very careful about when you use any of these tools is, are the students on it? And if they are, have they been approved to be on the social media through the schools and all that stuff? So there's a whole lot of legalities using it. But if you're just doing informational stuff, you can do that and do it pretty freely. But you can hit a lot of people at one time using social media. It's free. So
are you guys on the computer now, or are you on phone? I'm on it through phone.
I'm on the computer.
Oh, okay. Lonnie, how are you on?
Computer.
Oh, so you guys can see
This is Harvey.
another?
I'm on the computer also.
Oh, so you can you see each other?
Yes.
Yes.
You can, Susan?
Yep.
Oh. Well, we can have meetings like this versus meeting over at the school, really.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, because you can do this from anywhere. I can do this if I'm on vacation. I can do this if I'm, at a soccer game. I can still plug in with my headphones. Not that I go to a soccer game, but, Harlan's in MMA,
Right.
stuff like that. But I can still plug into my earphones and be a part of everything that's going on. So it's very versatile. I personally like it, and I think that kind of puts us into the century that they're doing the STEM movement. So I'm all about it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, me too.
We've been on here for 39 minutes. That's about 10 minutes longer than I had wanted us to meet today, but I'm going to close with this. And then please, as we have, as you have questions, thoughts, comments, email them, post them on social media, whatever message, do that. And we'll keep each other, we'll keep in contact with each other. But let me close with just this quote by John Ruskin. Education is painful. It's continual and difficult. It's work to be done in kindness, by watching, by warning, by praise, but above all, by example. So we need to continue to learn as well. As parents, if our kids are not seeing us, and we're considering ourselves to be the examples and we're kind of leading the way, if we're not continuing to learn something, then they see no value in it either. So I just want to challenge us to do something, some type of self-development, some type of new craft, some type of new skill, even if it's just learning how to use social media. Take an online class, read a book in front of your kids, read a book with your kids, anything like that. let's continue to educate ourselves so that our children see the value in it as they continue to grow. That's pretty much all I have today. It was kind of fun doing this, and I'm glad that we tried it. Those of us who are going to the fundraiser meeting tomorrow, I'll see you there. And that's all that I have. I will stop the recording in just a minute after everybody signs off, and then I will get that file uploaded to our Facebook page so people will be able to see that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate it.
Okay, have a good week.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.